All right, guys. So today we are going to be taking a look at a watch from Oris in partnership with the Roberto Clemente Foundation. The watch is the Roberto Clemente Limited Edition Big Crown Pointer date, and there's some really cool little details with the watch, some subtle nods to the legendary baseball player and humanitarian. Big thanks to Gem Bijou for lending in the watch for a few days for us to take a look at together. Gem Bijou is an authorized dealer for Oris and many other brands. If you're shopping watches, check them out at gembijou.com. So let's get right to it and take a look at the watch. So let's talk Roberto Clemente here for a minute first. Not sure if there's any baseball fans watching. Huge Toronto Blue Jays fan here personally, but Roberto Clemente was a legend on and off the field. He won 2 World Series with the Pittsburgh Pirates, Golden Glover 12 times, and had 3,000 hits. His career ended short when he was aboard a plane loaded with relief cargo headed for Nicaragua. That plane went down. He had actually learned that some earlier shipments weren't getting into the right hands and decided to go himself to make sure they did. His son has continued his legacy with the Roberto Clemente Foundation, where they aid with disaster relief and helping at-risk kids be given the opportunity to play baseball. A portion of the proceeds of sales of this watch is going to the foundation. The watch itself is, first of all, a really nice looking watch. The color combination with the white and gold looks very good. Actually, before we get to the watch, this comes in some pretty cool packaging exclusive to the watch. The outer box I don't have here. It's just a typical gray Oris box. There is inside, though, a booklet with a little read on Roberto Clemente and the foundation. We've also got the branded inner box with Clemente's number 21. And inside, there is the spare NATO strap. Now, this is a brand new watch, and I'm not going to mess with strap changes, but this is going to look awesome on the watch. We also have the spring bar tool. The watch has a white, slightly silverish tone to it. I'm really liking the colors. They go great with the vintage vibes of the watch. One very subtle detail that I didn't notice at first is the date. And actually, before that, I'll say it's surprisingly easy to read the date on this watch. My eyes aren't the greatest, but I'm having no problems reading the date with the contrasting black markers. If you get in for a closer look, Oris has made the 21st marker in gold, that being Clemente's number, and I think that's a really nice, thoughtful touch. The handset looks right at home on this style of watch. Beautiful cathedral hour hand and the date pointer with that gold tip. The font they're using for the hour markers too, I especially like the 4 o'clock marker. So overall, considering the dial has a lot going on, it's very well laid out. I was actually surprised by the lume too. It's pretty solid lume. The lumed markers are small, and sometimes with smaller markers like that, the lume suffers, but no problems reading the time in low light at all on this watch. Framing in the dial and the domed crystal is that beautiful bezel. It's actually slightly sunken into the case at the lugs. The top of the lugs have a finely brushed finish. The rest of the case is completely polished, with the crown being on the larger side like it is. It's about as easy as it gets to grip and adjust the time. Got a nice winding action. It is a screw down crown and signed Oris. The case back has the image of Roberto Clemente at bat and has Roberto Clemente Limited Edition above that, along with some of the usual specifications around the perimeter of the case back. The leather strap goes great and brings to mind a baseball glove with the color of the suede. It's a padded leather strap, and the padded areas are a little stiff, but give it a day or two on wrist and it'll break in fine. It is a quick release strap as well, which is always good. And we also have the buckle here, which is signed Oris. So I'll hit you with the numbers here quickly, and we'll start with the case width, which comes in at 39.7 millimeters. Lug to lug is 47.8 millimeters. The lug opening is 20 millimeters, and the thickness is 12 millimeters, which includes the domed sapphire crystal. Water resist is 50 meters, and the watch runs on the Oris 754, which is based on the Sellita SW200-1. Now, final thought on it is this is an excellent watch. Oris is no stranger to partnering with charitable organizations, so it's definitely cool what they're doing with the Roberto Clemente Foundation. MSRP on the watch is 2,600 Canadian dollars or 1950 USD. It's limited to 3,000 pieces, which I'm sure is connected to the 3,000 hits Clemente had in his career. One other fun fact is Oris has blocked all the watches numbered 1971 to 2020 and all the major leaguers who've won the Roberto Clemente Award, which goes to the player who has shown the most outstanding sportsmanship and community involvement. Every player that's received the award since it's been given out in 1971 will get one of these watches with the corresponding number. Kind of neat that they're doing that. So thanks again to Gem Bijou for lending in the watch. You can find Gem Bijou at gembijou.com. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.